This now is Democratic Senator Jackie Rosen from Nevada, a member of the Senate Armed Services and Homeland Security Committees. Senator, thanks for taking the time. I know you have seen this unredacted version of the affidavit. What's your reaction to it?
Well, I can tell you that Pete Hegseth is probably one of the most uniquely unqualified nominees we have ever seen come before us for the Department of Defense. I can tell you that I have seen the unredacted version. I have seen all of the data that was available to us on the Armed Services Committee, and it is disturbing. It is a disturbing trend towards abuse of women. Even his own mother talks about his mistreatment of women. There's a lot more than just physical abuse that goes into abuse. I can tell you, anyone who tells their friends or their relatives that they need to hide in a closet and have a safe word to get out, that's showing a pattern of something that probably isn't so good, so nice, or so normal. And the person who leads the Department of Defense, I just want to remind everyone what this job is. It is this job that this person has to keep all of America safe. Every single one of us, you, me, everyone listening, and everyone here. How do they do that? They take care of our men and women and their families in uniform deployed around the world, the 3+ million people who work at the Department of Defense. They stand up and they work with our allies and partners, and they need to be respected by not only America, but by our adversaries. And if you think that Vladimir Putin or anyone else isn't watching this circus of Pete Hegseth and laughing about how we're putting up someone so uniquely unqualified by their disposition and their experience, you have another thing coming. I'm sure they're just waiting for their opening to come after us.
So you heard Senator Joni Ernst just a moment ago. She appears unmoved by these new allegations. Others, like Senator Susan Collins, have voiced more hesitation about Hegseth's nomination. What do you make of what you're hearing from your Republican colleagues?
Well, I think they all have to look in the mirror and think about what's important. Think about our job. We give the American people, this is a person's job interview. This is their resume. And the resume for this job is to keep all of America safe, and our men and women who are deployed, keep them safe. And I can tell you also, this goes into recruitment. Who's going to join the military if someone's not going to take care of you, worry about you? He's disparaged veterans and people getting veterans benefits. I can tell you that I've had contact after contact with veterans who are so grateful I talked to him about that, because it matters when you're serving that you know whatever sacrifice you or your family make, you're going to be taken care of when you come home. And so we deserve, the American people deserve, a serious, qualified person. There are folks out there that can do this job and be respected by our country and by our adversaries. Pete Hegseth is clearly not one of them.
At the end of the day, though, do you think Hegseth has enough votes to get confirmed?
Well, I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. As you've reported, there are some Republicans who will do some of their own research, will go to the Armed Services Committee, read some of the reports that are available to all of us in a closed setting, and make the decision that is right for, I would say, not just them, but when they think about the military and when they think about the families back home and what we're protecting, they need to look in the mirror and think about what's right for the American people.
Defense Secretary choice and former Fox Weekend host Pete Hegseth, as senators will have to weigh a new allegation involving the content of his character.
Right.
In a signed affidavit to senators on the Armed Services Committee obtained by NBC News, Hegseth's former sister-in-law, Danielle Hegseth, claims that he engaged in volatile and threatening conduct that caused his second wife, Samantha, to fear for her safety. According to the affidavit, Samantha Hegseth developed and executed plans with members of Hegseth's family and mutual friends to help her escape if she felt she needed to get away from Hegseth, noting that the plans included what Danielle Hegseth refers to as a safe word, code word that Samantha could text to her to let friends and family know, or to text to her friends and family, to let them know that she needed help. Through his lawyer, Hegseth denied that he was abusive to his ex-wife Samantha, and his ex-wife Samantha, and said there was no physical abuse in my marriage. That is what Samantha said. During their divorce, and both parties signed a court document saying that neither parent claimed to be a victim of domestic abuse. The affidavit was provided in response to a request by Armed Services Committee ranking member Senator Jack Reed after learning that Danielle Hegseth was interviewed for an FBI background check.
What? FBI background
The
check?
details of her testimony were not included in the final briefing provided to senators. Joining me now is Senator Chris Murphy of Connecticut. He's a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thank you for being here. Let's go through this. The meritocracy that Donald Trump wants to build includes Mr. Hegseth, who, in addition, the Wall Street Journal has reported was repeatedly passed out from alcohol abuse, according to witnesses. Pete Hegseth regularly abused alcohol to the point that he passed out at family gatherings and once needed to be dragged out of a strip club while in uniform, according to an ex-relative's account of his behavior that was given to U.S. lawmakers and reviewed by the Wall Street Journal. He's denied the allegations, calling them part of a smear campaign. Is it a smear campaign by everyone that he used to work with at various places like Fox and these charities and his apparently former relatives? Or is he just not a guy that has, a lot of merit?
Very right.
Well, I mean, according to Donald Trump, the only merit is that he watched you on TV, right? If you're a TV personality,
Oh.
you are qualified for Donald Trump's cabinet. And I don't know, I mean, maybe in some, lower level departments, that wouldn't be a threat to the country, but it is a threat to the country if the post is the Department of Defense, protecting America, the Director of National Intelligence in charge of hunting down information about terrorists. Listen, this guy is not qualified. I mean, not even remotely qualified. And at his hearing, he tried to pretend not only that this was a witch hunt, but that it was an anonymous witch hunt. Well, increasingly, we have people going on the record, putting their names to very specific stories about gross sexual misconduct, public drunkenness, and financial mismanagement. I had hoped that this last report was the straw that would break the camel's back, that there would be just a handful of Republicans who would press Trump to appoint somebody a little bit more qualified. There is still hope, but the impact of Hegseth taking the reins of a department that oversees the moral development of teenagers and men and women in their early 20s, just incredibly disastrous for the morale and development of our armed forces, young men and women who are looking for.
Why? Young men and old men.
For not just strategic leadership at the top of the Department of Defense, but moral leadership as well.
But what does it say about, the Republican Party and your colleagues on the other side of the aisle who are going to confirm him? Let's just be clear that, Joni Ernst would actually be well qualified to be Secretary of Defense, but she's a woman. The current Secretary of Defense is a 4-star general, but MAGA people regularly refer to him as a quote unquote DEI hire. He's a literal combat veteran 4-star general, but he's black. So therefore he can't. I mean, the way that they're determining
What? She's black.
merit does appear to have something to do with the color of one's skin, one's gender, and whether or not they're on television. So what is meritocracy? What does it even mean in the Trump era?
So,
Well, I think all it means to Donald Trump is, first and foremost, that you will be blindly loyal to him, right? That's his assessment of merit. Will you be loyal to me? Will you violate the law and the Constitution if that is what is necessary to help me politically or keep me in power? B, did I see on TV? And do I think that you look like somebody who, in my mind, should occupy that post? But, we saw this on display over the last 4 years. I watched my Republican Senate colleagues target women nominees, especially for the judiciary, and nominees of color. They were subject routinely to a totally different set of scrutiny.
For people who need insulin to be cheaper. The golden age is only for a very limited few, unfortunately. You could not have a worse nominee in a more powerful position than Mr. Vogt. On this subject first, yes.
oh, right. Because at first this subject first.
Any of your Republican colleagues or any of your who are even thinking about voting against Mr.
Well, we just had the hearing yesterday. It's all coming out. Project 2025, they used to say, had nothing to do with the Trump presidency. It has everything to do with the Trump presidency. And as they learn it, I hope we'll get some votes from their side. It's going to hurt their constituents as much as anybody. Yes.
Really, that's right. Because anybody should carefully this topic.
Trump announced a funding freeze on foreign aid and on green energy. Are you saying those orders are illegal?
So, parents, this your talk is very slowly because this is unbelievable.
Constitutional? And if so, what can you do about it? Are you going to file a lawsuit? Or what do you do?
It is still the IRA, for instance, clean energy, which I wrote in large part in the IRA, is the law to impound those funds would be unconstitutional. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Senators McConnell, Murkowski, and Collins, have you received any indications?
So, parents, please listen carefully because this talk is very important for you. Okay, listen carefully.
From your GOP colleagues privately that they're considering voting against Pete Hegseth's.
Okay, I want to stick to the subject, but on this subject, Pete Hegseth is so utterly unqualified.
Yeah.
He ranks up there with Vogt as one of the very worst nominees that could be put forward. The Defense Department, people's lives depend on it. Civilians and, of course, the men and women in the armed services. And Pete Hegseth has shown himself not only incapable of running a large organization, he often shows himself incapable of showing up, or showing up in a way where he could get anything done.
Oh.
He is so out of the mainstream and so unqualified for DOD that I am hopeful we will get our Republican colleagues to join us. There'll be a vote.
So, parents, I want to say this video was very important. So we listened so about topics. So, parents, I think I want nothing say this video. So I will say details. Okay, I will say okay. Okay, parents. So at first I disclosed Tampa another topics. So, parents, we know about Tampa because Tampa last 3 months, really 3 months ago maybe, Tampa has been America's new president 47th. Right or wrong? Please comment. Okay. Then Tampa has been Tampa said Tampa before said Tampa will be Tampa will America president. So Tampa Tampa will change America, all people and America history. So this is very amazing talk because Tampa and your favorite character, please comment. Tampa favorite character, who is Tampa favorite character? Please comment. So, friends, Melania Thames. No, not Melania Thames. So Tampa favorite favorite character. Okay. So I disclose your favorite character. His name is Elon Musk. So I know Elon Musk is billionaire for America. So Tampa know about Elon Musk. So Tampa, he is very intelligent. He is very international and intelligent person. So his head head has lot of idea. Right or wrong? Please comment. So This is very amazing. Okay, friends. I won't say. No, I don't. I don't want say now. Okay. So friends, okay. So friends, please subscribe my YouTube channel and say click bell icon and subscribe. Okay. So friends, see you later again. Another new reaction video. Okay, friend.